So very good morning to all the viewers who are watching my video at present. I am from the team of Listen IS Learn with Integrity. So in this video analysis we will be learning as well as we will be studying certain points, certain we can say concepts which are even prior important whenever you are going to appear for an examination, that is UPSC civil service examination or any kind of state board conducted by Union Public Service. Okay, so state service board. Okay, so respective states. So before that I just want to have my advertisement that please subscribe the channel, like the channel, share the channel as far as possible, because by your kind subscription I may be getting paid. Yeah, to be sure, to be very frank, I may be getting paid, maybe, right? So that's the reason why I'm just requesting you, please subscribe the channel Mission as Learn with Integrity for latest update. It is all behind about Hindu serial analysis, CBSE NCRT notes. Okay, so then after recent job alerts, if possible. Okay, so those all stuffs are being here in the Mission Iceland with Integrity page in Facebook, as well as you can also join the Telegram channel for latest update too. So yeah, will let me begin the session in both bilingual, हिंदी में भी बोलूंगा या फिर इंग्लिश में भी बोलूंगा, ताकि आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी बहुत अच्छी जरा हो सके। तो उससे पहले मैं आपको ये भी बता देना चाहता हूँ कि एज फार एज पॉसिबल आपको सब्सक्राइब करना चाहिए चैनल को। क्यों सब्सक्राइब करना चाहिए? क्योंकि तुम्हारा भाई जो है यूजुअली ही विल बी गेटिंग पेड। ओके, वेरी फ्रैंक में बोल देता हूँ, ही विल बी गेटिंग पेड। सो once if possible, please learn and make a note of everything, because every concept is very prior important. Every concept is totally different from your expectations. Okay, so that's the reason why here a name so called PMLA verdict and erosion of constitutional buffers. Okay, so these concept we will be learning about money laundering especially, and how actually it behaves and how it actually tax. ठीक है, हम इस वीडियो में मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल इम्पैक्टफुल कैसे हो सकता है, या फिर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के दौरान जो कि रेगुलेशंस रूल्स प्रोटोकॉल्स जो होता है वो कितना प्रकार रिवैम्प हो सकता है, कितना ज्यादा रिवैम्प हो सकता है अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिसेंट टेक्नोलॉजिकल इनोवेशंस एज वेल एज इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. ओके, so economic growth plays a very important role. Economic growth क्यों important role play करेगा वो भी एक matter of discussion है. It is also been written here, and it becomes a danger for the civil society और social economical culture जो कि है वो dramatically destroy हो सकता है क्या, वो भी एक क्वेश्चन बन सकता है हमारा इस वीडियो एनालिसिस में. ठीक है, so that's the reason of how introduction part usually gone on. So it enables the reinstruction of unconstitutional law, and also holds the linked bail condition of not arbitrary. Okay, so these things we'll be discussing. So before that I will be acting, or I will be discussing about this PMLA. So what this PMLA usually says about? So this PMLA says that Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. So Prevention of Money Laundering Act में usually क्या होता है वो इन डिटेल आपको इस वीडियो में ही मैं आपको प्रोवाइड करूंगा if possible by the end, but इस वीडियो लिंक मैं दे दूंगा क्योंकि इट बिकम्स ए सेपरेट वीडियो फॉर डिस्कशन अबाउट PMLA. So PMLA is totally different concept, and how actually it usually makes an impact in the recent government, that also will be discussing in detail. Okay, so this act is all about Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, is an act of Parliament of India and enacted by NDA government to prevent money laundering and to provide confiscation of property derived from money laundering. We can say that PMLA rule notified here under came into force with effect from July 1, 2005. So this is the intro part of what PMLI or Prevention of Money Laundering Act usually says about, and how actually the NDA government usually implemented scheme with their set of information, with their set of data. So those database will be formulated to each and every state or respective state, that how much a government is been how much government is been protecting the embodiments, protecting the uh, curriculums of how actually the revenue, or how actually from where the revenue usually generates, and how actually money is being saved in a very good place. Okay, so this is all about the prevention of money laundering act actually it says about, and how actually it is going to implement in the editorial analysis, why it is also been there, why it is talked about there, why it is illustrated in the editorial Hindu. So those all things will be discussing in detail. Okay, so these are the key finding of the analysis. Okay, so what the key finding, one is the idea that a crime sought not to be retroactivate. Okay, retroactivate. So the idea that a person of huge to offense must be informed of the charge made against him, and the idea of suspect has privileged against it is incriminating hears. So these are the main aspects of what the key note usually you may have to make it, right. So you may have to write, right, whenever there is a note, whenever there is a question related to PMLA Act. Okay, so Prevention of Money Laundering Act, whenever there will be a question in the main scenario, in main perspective, if I am talking, so definitely there might be a question. According to this question, you should have to write your own answer, designated answer. That designated answer will make your reputation more perfectable. The way you usually write the answer usually signifies the way they evaluate, right, usually signifies the way the evaluator will evaluate your answers based upon the things you have mentioned, based upon the ideas you have made. Okay, so in writing your answers, so whenever you used to compare real life scenario into your answer, whenever you want to match with the real life scenario with your answer writing skill, then definitely I'm damn sure that your answer scripts will be having more weightage, I mean more weightage, right. So that's the reason why here I've been mentioning certain points which are prior important. The latest example in the judgment, okay, the latest example in the judgment of the three judge bench, very important, that is Vijay Madanlal Choudhary versus Union of Government. So this judgment, which is even been delivered on July 27, okay, upheld the vast part of PMLA Act of 2000. Okay, so this judgment is all about Vijay Mandlala Choudhary versus Union Government. Okay, so next is, these are the main three aspects which we have already been discussing on from the editorial analysis. I have fetched these three topics. One is define in vogue terms the danger, a section, a bail condition, test of proportionality, then after PMLA verdict. So this point I have already discussed, and I'll be discussing the next upcoming video if possible. Okay, I will be posting a PDF even uh, तो कि मैं आपको जो भी बोल सकता हूँ कि इस सारे पॉइंट में, तो मैं आपको जो भी पॉइंट्स मैं फेच किया हूँ, राइट, वो सारा मैं यूजुअली कॉपी पेस्ट ही किया हूँ. I am not a very good script writer. I am not a very good, we can say that, content editor. Okay, so just whatever been there, I used to copy that. I used to copy that appropriately at appropriate point, at appropriate condition, at appropriate time. So that's the reason, that's the way I usually deliver the lecture, that's the way I usually have my presence, okay, through video lecture. ठीक है, आपको ये भी बता देना चाहता हूँ कि इन डिटेल में जो भी बता रहा हूँ वो यूजुअली पॉइंट वाइज कैसे हम मान सकते हैं, पॉइंट वाइज आंसर राइटिंग स्क्रिप्ट कैसे हम लिख सकते हैं, वही इसमें यूजुअली दर्शाया है. ठीक है, तो इसमें ए बी पॉइंट्स है, चारों का 5 पॉइंट्स है, वो 5 पॉइंट भी मैं फेच किया हूँ हिंदू से. वो 5 पॉइंट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स भी मान सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो पॉइंट्स इसमें लिखा है उस पॉइंट्स के अंतर्गत जो भी डाटा आता है, जो भी डाटाबेस आता है, उसको हम कैसे यूजुअली आंसर राइटिंग स्क्रिप्ट में, हमारा आंसर राइटिंग में कैसे हम यूजुअली डिलीवर कर सकते हैं. तो दैट्स द मेन perspective of this, that is define of work time, the danger, a section of bail conditions, the test of proportionality, and PMLA Act. Okay, very good. So यस, द मेन कंसेप्ट इज दिस वन ओनली. ठीक है, आपको चाहिए ए वाला पेज ही, आपको चाहिए ए वाला कंसेप्ट ही, या फिर आपको चाहिए इस वाला स्क्रीनशॉट ही. सो आई इवन रिक्वेस्ट यू टेक द स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस, कीप ए नोट, कीप ए यू कैन से दैट थंबनेल, ठीक है, आपको मान सकते हैं थंबनेल रखकर ही आपको यूजुअली चलना चाहिए, ठीक है। ये चारों पॉइंट हम डिस्कस करेंगे, पांचवा पॉइंट मैं ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुका हूँ। सो दीज 4 पॉइंट्स आर व्हाट यूजुअली सेज अबाउट, ठीक है। हम जो की है हम वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द रूट। द रूट इज दैट appealed is its true Puttaswamy through have transformed India's constitutional landscape. So in theory, the court had provided, ठीक है आपको मैं let me erase. So इसमें ये भी दिया गया है कि the court has provided roadmap for the, let me take this highlighted point. ओके इधर आपको दिया है रोड मैप फॉर द jurisprudence grounded in idea of justice, fairness and due to progress process, but the grand principle championed here are abstract, have failed to translate into genius constitutional advancement. Instead, personal liberty has increasingly come into the scene of pathologizing relevance, ठीक है। आपको यूजुअली क्या यूजुअली रूट कॉज है, personal liberty. So personal liberty becomes a matter, personal liberty becomes an highlighted point here. So why? Because of that usually constitutional matters a lot. Constitution matters when the government or the leading government takes the responsibilities. So constitutional embodiments comes into act when the power of leading comes into existence, when the power of leading comes into play, then personal liberty will definitely come. I hope you are understanding what actually I mean to say. क्योंकि आपको usually समझ में आ चुका होगा कि constitutional एनडीए गवर्नमेंट और यू कैन से दैट रूलिंग पार्टीज, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो कि है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हम मान सकते हैं, रूलिंग पार्टी मान सकते हैं, और दूसरा हम मान सकते हैं गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज, ठीक है। तो इन तीनों के बीच में जो कि आता है क्या है, मेन रोल कौन प्ले करता है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। विथ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हु यूजुअली आर बॉन्डेड विथ सुप्रीम कोर्ट और जुडिशियल कोर्ट्स, ठीक है। जो कि जुडिशियल कोर्ट होता है वो यूजुअली डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट किससे होता है, जुडिशियल कोर्ट का, जो कि केसेस यूजुअली चलते हैं, जो कि लाश यूजुअली चलते हैं, जो कि एम्बार्समेंट यूजुअली चलते हैं, उन सभी के अंतर्गत यूजुअली आता है कोर्ट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो कि वैदिक एक्ट होता है। तो उस एक्ट के दौरान हम पर्सनल लिबर्टी आता है, पर्सनल लिबर्टी किससे आता है, रूलिंग से ही। सो रूलिंग से जब आता है आपको यूजुअली समझ जाना चाहिए कि इट विल गेट एन इम्पैक्ट, इट विल गेट एन इम्पैक्ट इन द केस ऑफ PMLA, ठीक है। सो दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई हियर इट इज बीन रिटन द court had held that fundamental rights operated not in soul but by giving taking meaning from the each other, and that an invention of constitutional guarantee freedom must satisfy to test proportionality. This means that every time the state impinged on a right that has shown, okay, so that's what here it has been written in the test of personalities. Okay, so दूसरा point है a section of bail condition. Section of bail condition is just about how actually different judicial interference has been there and judicial bench which has been conducted in a very short span of time, whether it is a Vijay Madanlal Choudhary or whether it is a Neelam Tarchand Saha or whether it is a Chandra Saha, Tarachand Saha. So according to them, according to their views, according to their viewpoints, how actually the money laundering case has been evaluated, executed and implemented. That's the reason where it has been written about the session of bail condition. Danger. So danger is just like all about the particular of unfounded conclusion that the PMLA is not a penal statute but a rigorous one, which means that the law can be according to the court overlooking several constitutional safeguards including right against self-incrimination. Okay, so those all things are also been written or mentioned here. Okay, so that's here usually comes under the danger part. Okay, so I hope you have got an idea regarding how actually the PMLA Act edict and how actually unconstitutional law usually makes a bail for the ruling. Okay, I hope you have understood according to their Puttaswamy's thought. Okay, yeah, I hope you have got an idea. ठीक है, आपको समझ आ गया होगा कि मैं usually क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ और periodically कैसे usually हो सकता है, या it is also important. Define a verb stamp में usually इधर लिखा है the range of specific offense under Indian Penal Code 1860 such as murder, extortion, kidnap offense and law arm act of 19 mortal traffic. Okay, so minor इन्फेक्शन ट्रेडमार्क्स वो सारा यूजुअली आता है मंडल कमीशन में, या फिर वी कैन से विजय मांडला चौधरी यूजुअली कंफर्म अंडर द जजमेंट। ओके, तो उन सभी के बारे में भी बहुत अच्छी प्रकार इसमें यूजुअली दिया गया है अकॉर्डिंग टू PMLA एक्ट। सो इफ यू आर good to go, bye bye, see you in the next videos. If you are haven't subscribed it, please subscribe it. Thank you.